is now episode 4. Welcome back to Networking with Nick. I'm so excited to be in this office. Today, my guest is a licensed master level social worker and a basic accelerated resolution therapy certified practitioner. That's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful.
Her commitment is helping individuals navigate the complexity of their emotion and mental well-being. Her passion lies in fostering personal growth and helping clients lead fulfillment lives. She believes that everyone is unique and that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to therapy. Her therapeutic style is collaborative and empathetic and tailored to your specific needs and goals. Together, we will work to uncover the root cause of your concerns, develop effective coping strategies, and empower you to make lasting positive changes in your life. She works with children, adolescents, and adults who have a wide range of needs, including PTSD, anxiety, depression, and more. She will meet you where you are emotionally and help you find the best way moving forward. My amazing guest today, Ashley Homestead. Hello.
Hello.
How'd you like that?
That was impressive.
Was that like pretty accurate?
That was.
First question I have, because on your website, what is LMSW?
Licensed Master Social Worker.
Hey, what is okay? So those two titles, they are a mouthful.
They are.
I want to know what that licensed master level social worker is, and then the accelerated resolution therapy certified practitioner.
Yes.
That needs to be shrunk down.
That's a mouthful.
So one of my practices every day is to read tongue twisters.
Uh-huh.
That in itself is a tongue twister. Yeah, so please tell me what those are and what it took for you to get there.
Okay, so licensed master level social work, that's my master's degree, basically.
Okay.
I completed a master's degree and then I passed an exam to be licensed in the state of Kansas. Okay. So I have that degree right now. I'm currently working on my clinical license, which is continued hours under supervision. I'm about a year into that, hoping to finish next year, which I'll have to take another test. But that's just a higher level of licensure that I'm working towards. The accelerated resolution therapy, that's just a modality that I'm trained in. So it's a trauma focused modality to help people process trauma.
I actually don't know what true social work is, right? Like you hear about social workers. I think the only thing I can really compare it to is like when you call a social worker to take away someone's kids who don't need it. Other than that, like social work, I don't truly know like the meaning or the root of what that is. So what is social work, and like why did you get into it?
So social work, I mean, it has a degree in social work. You can go a variety of different routes. There's child welfare, which is what you think of when people come in and it gives us a bad rap. There's clinical social work, where the therapy, there's social workers in schools, there's social workers. I mean, there's a lot of different elements and aspects to social work. There's a lot of doors that are open with that. I went into it. So when I started in social work, I didn't know exactly that I wanted to go into the therapy realm. That kind of came later. But I went into it after my parents' business that I was running. I think we touched on that off camera.
So tell me a little bit about that history of what the business was and like how you got there then.
So my parents opened a franchise for a meal prep company in 2017. And a couple months after they opened the franchise, our franchisor filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Uh-oh. It's not good.
So that happened, and then COVID hit. And so I guess I ended up in Wichita because I came to manage it. My parents were like, "We're opening this. Do you want this opportunity?" I was like, "Okay, cool, I'll move."
Where are you from originally?
Omaha, Nebraska.
So how long have you been in Wichita, and is that the only time you've ever been here?
Yeah, 2017.
Okay. So just since then, you've been here, haven't left. All right.
Yep. So when we had that, I met some friends through, I guess we initially met through a BNI group, and then we did the Andover Chamber together. And then outside, I just have some good friends here. So we closed the store, and I was like, I don't hate Wichita. I'm not completely itching to get out of here.
I know what you mean.
My best friend lives in Denver, but I don't want to deal with Denver traffic if I'm being
No,
100%.
I know what you mean. I'm a Seattle native,
Uh-huh.
and we have I-5 corridor heads north to south, and
Mhm.
there's a, a large chunk of the day. If you try to go a few exits, it's gonna take you a while. So I
Mhm.
understand what you mean by
Yeah.
that, and it's being here in Wichita, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't want to drive to the east side or the west
Mhm.
side." It's 15
Mhm.
minutes,
Mhm.
and if there's traffic, it's 20.
Mhm.
Relax.
Yeah. And so I was like, I don't really want to leave Wichita. What next?
Right.
In my undergrad, I was kind of lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'd always kind of jumped from the helping profession. So, teaching, social work, nursing, I kind of
Hmm.
bounced around. But who knows what they want to do with their life when they're 18, 19? Like, how do we expect kids to figure that out?
That's a good question. I won't actually. I'm gonna pin that because we can come back to that here in a minute
Uh-huh.
because that's a very good question. Keep going.
Um, so then I went back to school for social work. Um, we have to do practicums during our, so it was a 2-year program. So during that, so I did a practicum at Questville Services, which is a residential home for girls, teenagers in the
Hmm.
foster care system. And then my last one was on the psychiatric unit at St. Joe Hospital.
But there's some stories in there that we could probably dig into that we couldn't record.
And I loved that practicum. That was probably my favorite. Um,
Why? I'm curious.
I mean, it was never boring.
I bet it wasn't.
It was always a new day. And I mean, it was very rewarding too.
Right.
So I think that's cool. When I graduated and passed my test, I had to hire a clinical supervisor. So that's Carrie. And I met her at Willow Tree. She was practicing at Willow Tree. And so kind of just things kind of came together, and it ended up that I ended up practicing at Willow Tree with her for a while, and then we moved over here. And that's kind of how I fell into this office. So,
All right. So basic accelerated resolution therapy. That's
mhm,
that's a type of training that you just have, right? It is a tool to use,
mhm.
so to speak. Walk me down that path. What is that tool?
So without getting into all the science of it, basically it's using eye movements to reprocess trauma in the brain.
Eye movements.
Uh-huh.
Like staring at dots, moving your eyes in patterns?
I use my hands.
Break it down a little bit for me. Not you don't have to get super scientific, but break it down a little bit for me.
So I don't know how to break it down for you.
Do you want to present it? We can do it right now.
It'll take too long.
Okay.
Basically, using eye movements to reprocess trauma in your brain.
Hmm.
Um, so, kind of when you think of therapy, you think of sitting across the room and talking.
Right.
And I do that. I do a lot of that. I do a lot of play with kids. There's a whole chest full of toys and games and whatever. Um, but I guess accelerated resolution therapy, it helps people process that trauma more somatically,
Okay.
um, because we can sit here and talk all day, and it's easy to turn into just a
Washing machine whirl of
uh-huh,
continuation.
yes.
Yes.
And so that just helps to kind of move it out a little bit faster.
To move the needle.
Yeah,
Just to push it a little bit to okay. That
yeah.
makes sense. Um w- we kind of touched on this a little bit. I'm kind of curious. When you leave the meal prep, why social work? What was like the deciding factor? You didn't just wake up and say, "All right, well, we're done prepping meals.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go help people with their trauma." You know what I mean? Like, that's not an easy transition or choice to make.
So social work was what I had in my undergrad. I bounced from helping profession to helping profession,
Okay,
but I was 19, early 20s, right? And by the time I landed on social work and was like, this sounds like what I want to do, I was so burnt out at school that I was also like, what credits do I have to get done now?
right.
Like, at that point in my life, the requirements to complete what I wanted just sounded so overwhelming. And so I think after the meal prep stuff, like I had time to take a break from school and to really like navigate through my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that time, like, I felt like I had the energy to commit to a master's program that I had wanted to do 5 years before, but I was just so burnt out
Just
that
wasn't ready.
I couldn't. It sounded like a very large mountain to climb at that point in my life.
How'd you deal with that burnout? Because as an entrepreneur, anyone in business is gonna hit that eventually.
Mhm.
There's no getting around it.
Mhm.
You're gonna hit a darkness that sucks, and you're gonna be tired. You're not gonna want to get out of bed. You're not gonna want to do the
Mhm.
things that you need to do that you know are on your list.
Mhm.
How do you get through that?
I mean, I'm human. I still struggle with it,
Right?
right? Like, there's days I have a friend that I text frequently, like, "I don't feel like adulting today. Like, can I just not not participate?"
I'm just gonna cancel on everyone today. We're gonna do it
Right?
tomorrow. Bring it
Right?
back.
Like, even as a therapist, I'm human. We all
Hmm.
are, and I think acknowledging that goes a long ways. Like, there's sometimes it's it's hard, and it's okay that it's hard.
That's true.
Um, I think also, and it sounds cliche, but self-care, 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 they drilled that into our brains in grad school.
Interesting, because that's not the path I've taken. Whoa.
And I think, I mean, it looks different for everybody,
Right.
right? But you can't pour from an empty cup. And so you do have to take care of yourself, especially in, I mean, my profession is giving to other people and helping them, and I can't do that if my own cup's empty.
Yeah.
And so, like, one of the things I do, um, is like Fridays. I I say Fridays for paperwork, for catch up stuff. I don't see clients on Friday.
Okay. So it's a
Um,
good day to get housework done.
hmm like, I strategically, Fridays are my catch up days. I saw a client this morning because something happened and I had to move her earlier in the week. And so then it does give me that space. Like, if I'm
Right.
sick on Tuesday, I can move people to Friday. And I do make exceptions for that. But a boundary that I have is that, as a general rule, like, Fridays are my days, and I don't necessarily take the day off. I have a lot of paperwork that I have to do. There's a lot of catch up things throughout the week, but if I'm seeing clients every single day, then I'm doing that on the weekends.
Right.
And so I try to structure my schedule accordingly so that I don't run into that.
Time management will help you relieve a lot of stress
Mhm.
and learning to say no to some stuff.
Mhm.
Sometimes you can't make it that day.
Yeah.
That's okay. Tell
Uh-huh.
them next time. I'll get you next. It's
And you
okay.
don't owe them an excuse.
Yeah.
No is a full sentence.
No is a full sentence.
Like,
I'm going to use that. No. Why? No is a full sentence. I don't need a reason.
it
I'm using that on my kid.
like no is a full sentence. You don't owe everybody an excuse.
That's good. Man, that's really good. Let me ask I'm very like we talk about like when you're in a bad spot, find a therapist.
Uh-huh.
When do you know you're in a good, healthy state of mentality?
I mean, I think even when you're not in a bad spot, a therapist can be beneficial.
Okay.
Like, when you look, like, maintenance on a car,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't wait until the car is not running to get an oil change, right?
Right.
The world's a tough place.
Well, it's very tough.
And there's that, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but there's that saying that, like, as far as physical sickness, you, if you don't take time to take care of yourself, like, your body is going to make time in illness for you to take care of you.
You're gonna either choose rest or your rest is gonna be chosen for you.
Exactly. That's those are the words. I couldn't think of them.
Perfect.
And it's kind of the same thing. Like, the world's not an easy place for anyone. And being able to have that safe space, that non-biased opinion to talk through that and process those things
Yeah.
is beneficial.
Very.
And so, I mean, when you're in a tough spot, obviously that is a time to reach out, but I don't think that's the only time that people reach out.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, because I feel like this is just personal feeling. Over the
Mhm.
last like decade, mental illness has almost become a label.
Mhm.
It's not everyone who says they're mentally ill, I believe, is mentally ill. unless
Mhm.
they are to some degree of being wanting to be mentally ill.
Mhm.
There are people who are truly troubled, who have issues, stuff like
Mhm.
that, and there are people who I do feel like they utilize it for leverage socially.
Mhm. But you don't have to be mentally ill to take care of yourself,
Okay, that's fair.
right? Like there's different levels of needs, there's different levels of care that people need, but you don't have to be you don't have to wait until you're really struggling to take care of yourself. And everybody's struggles look different. Like trauma is individualized. What may be traumatic and hard for me may not feel the same to you. It may not feel heavy to you.
Right,
And that comes from we grew up in different environments. We have different backgrounds. We have different pasts. We have different tolerances. And so that doesn't make one right or wrong. We're just different humans and have different needs.
it's the perspective of the individual who's
Mm-hmm.
lived the path in which they've walked,
Mm-hmm.
right? So no, yeah, I can absolutely
Mm-hmm.
therapy. Let me. This is a question, I guess, more personal. I have it on here,
Mm-hmm.
but as a man, how should we approach therapy? That's not talked about a lot at
Mm-hmm.
all, like by parents, by community, by nothing. How
Mm-hmm.
should a man approach therapy?
Same as everyone else. You're
I'm
human, right? I think there are stereotypes that men have to have it all together, no emotions, right? They have to take care of everything. And there's also stereotypes about women, like you have to do all of the household stuff, you have to do the kids. And it's breaking those stereotypes. Like at the end of the day, we're all human, we all have struggles. And so if you need help, reach out.
right.
And there's been, I think it's improving for sure, but in the past, there's been a lot of shame about reaching out for help. And there's been people have felt embarrassed, people have felt shamed. And I think that's lifting, but also advocating like, yeah, I do need help. I do need someone. I do need some support. I'm human. Like,
Saying it out loud,
yeah, I'm,
identifying that there is a problem, and saying it.
and not, I mean, just like no is a full answer. If you need support, you don't owe the world an answer as to why you need support. Go get help for you, not
Right.
for, you don't have to explain it to your neighbors, your friends, your family. That is a personal thing that you have to navigate.
Yeah. Man. How do you deal with the stories that you hear? Right? Like you gotta have your own, like the therapist has gotta have a therapist at some point. And like where's that chain in? Because like you have people who trust you with some very dark,
Mhm.
sometimes disturbing secrets, sometimes non,
Mhm.
whatever they think is.
Mhm.
And there's gotta be a method for yourself to handle that too, right?
Mhm.
Because that's some heavy stuff people put on you from time to time.
Yeah. And it's not always easy. Like there's days that I go home and I'm completely drained. Like
Yeah.
I've had friends be like, "Why don't you want to come hang out?" And I'm like, "I talk to people all day. Like I just want to go home and veg on my couch."
Yeah.
Right?
Like
Like
I don't want to move.
it's not you. It's just I'm peopled out today. Um I have a good support system. Obviously, I can't tell like I can't vent to people necessarily because of HIPAA, right? Like I have to keep those stories private. Um, but I have my clinical supervisor, Carrie, who has been a good support. I have good friends. And then it's that self care. Like I
Right.
don't overwhelm myself. I don't take on more clients that I can personally process through because if I'm struggling, I can't help them.
Yeah.
So I take breaks between clients. I go for walks. I engage in my own self care so that I don't get burnt out with that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, just listening to friends sometimes can be exhausting. Doing it
Mhm.
day in, day out.
Mhm.
I could definitely see, but it also like the amount of insight you probably get to people has got to be just wild.
Mhm.
The amount of insight that you get the way that people think, the way that they make decisions, the way that they
Mhm.
see things or problem solve,
Mhm.
like some of those insights have got to be absolutely just fascinating to be a part of.
Well, and I say all the time, I'm the licensed professional, but like I learn from my clients every day. And my clients are really the ones that factor how the room feels and where we go in session, right? Like I'm at the end of the day, they are the expert on themselves,
Fair.
not me,
It's true.
right? And so I'm there to guide them, I'm there to support them, I'm there to meet them where they're at, but I don't know them better than they know themselves. And they teach me stuff about myself all the time. So,
Is there a lesson that you can share that's been like really prominent that you've kept with you for a long time?
um I guess all of the human experiences, like we hear it all the time, like show yourself some grace, you're only human, and it sounds cliche at the end of the day, but like truly you are human, right?
Yeah.
And there's things that I've like clients come in with frequently and I've struggled with, and it's not a you problem, it's not a you thing, it's not a me, like it's just a thing.
Just a thing.
Right? That doesn't make it less hard. Like I
Right.
never want to minimize that for people, but show yourself some grace
Mhm.
because we all are humans and we all are just trying our best. And
That's that's so true. Like as we life is strange. We see
mhm,
that all around us. I think especially with 2020 happening.
mhm,
I'm a millennial. Born in 90, I'm
mhm,
33, like
same.
right? So like we know the world pre-internet, we know it after internet, we know it pre-pandemic, we know it after pandemic.
Mhm,
We as millennials, we've seen a very interesting shift in changing of lifestyle
mhm,
with the ease that life has brought. Does that make it more challenging for people to sink into that like self sulking, like wanting to be sad? Does that make sense? Am I asking that correctly? All right. So today, I truly do believe like it is very easy for us to be alive as humans.
mhm,
It's not difficult, especially Americans. We got it
mhm,
pretty easy.
mhm,
What, what type of challenges does that also like bring when it comes to mental health, finding purpose,
mhm,
wanting to be fulfilled? When it's just so easy to sit on the couch, scroll, be a potato.
mhm. I mean, I think giving people resources and motivation to take that initiative
Right.
to find that purpose, right? Because I mean, it is easy to sit on the couch and be a potato, but does sitting on the couch and being a potato make you feel good, right? And there are days that I need to sit on the couch and feel like a potato.
That's that rest we're talking about.
Uh
There's
huh.
some days you get to pick that, but the
Yeah.
consistency of some individuals
Mhm.
day in, day out, got a spot on the couch picked out.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like wish there was a way to want to motivate those individuals more, to do more, to want to be more builders, to more
Mhm.
constructive individuals.
And it has to come from the individual. It has to come from the person.
Right.
Like we talk about in therapy, I have people, maybe my mom could benefit from this, maybe my brother could benefit from this. And at the end of the day, like if you're going to get out of it what you put into it.
Mm-hmm. You
So if someone isn't ready to take that step for whatever reason,
can only help those who want to help themselves.
yeah. And I mean, it comes differently for everybody. And I don't think it's always that they're lazy or they don't want to. I think it's also past trauma, past beliefs, past habits that they're scared to. They don't feel like they can. They don't have the confidence. They don't have the self esteem. Like there's other factors that build into it. So you can, I mean, be a good human, be a kind human, help build people up.
Kindness is so important.
but they have to take the steps too. You can't do it for them. You can be their cheerleader, you can be kind, right? But until that, you can encourage them.
Mm-hmm. But they have to be. You can't move their foot for them,
No, you can't.
even though you want to try really hard sometimes for some people.
And that wears on you too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know that one. Um, Therapy is probably good for everyone. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
But is every therapist good for everyone?
Absolutely not.
There we go. There we go. Let's talk about that really quick. Because I want to know, like, what are some things, like, say, if I want to go find me a therapist, what are
Mm-hmm.
things I should be looking for and
Mm-hmm.
questions I should be asking you to make sure that it is a good fit? Because some therapists are a bit expensive. If you're going to invest that
Mm-hmm.
into a therapist,
Yeah.
that's great. Make sure that's a good therapist.
Mm-hmm. And you can, unfortunately, you're not always going to know right off the bat, like, this isn't going to be a good fit, right?
Right.
First of all, it's okay to fire your therapist and find someone else. I do encourage you, because we're human too, right? We can't read your mind. So if there's something that's not working, if there's something that you're not comfortable with, talk to them about it. Bring that concern to them, because if they don't know, they can't change anything, right?
Yeah.
So I would encourage that. But if you've tried that and it's still not a good fit, like, you're allowed to shop around, right?
You're not stuck to them.
No, you're not at all. Like, you can say, this isn't, we've talked, we've had a conversation, you're not a good fit for me, I'm going to go elsewhere. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's, I don't know if you heard of Psychology Today.
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay, so Psychology Today is a website, and basically it just has, like, therapist profiles
Okay.
from all over the world. So you can search Wichita, Kansas, and it'll pull up therapists from every area, their phone number, their contact information.
A Rolodex of therapists,
Mm-hmm.
more or less.
And a lot of them have, like, pictures, biographies, kind of. I think mine, what you read, is my
I ripped yours from your website.
Yep, which is also on my Psychology Today.
You were actually the hard. Like, there's nothing out there about you.
I know.
You don't post nothing. You don't talk about. You don't write about
I
nothing.
know.
I was going through all of, like, just trying to type your name into every search platform possible, and I was like, come on, man! Like, give me something here to work with.
I know. We've been in the transition, and I need to be better about that. But Psychology Today, like, I have a profile in there. You can read through people's bio, like, you can see a picture of them. Most therapists will offer a free 15-minute phone consultation. So you can get them on the phone, kind of read the vibes,
Right.
and see if you think it'd be a good fit. Any questions that you may have going into it that you might feel more comfortable if they answered, like, you can ask.
Okay.
But also, if you start with someone and 2 months in, you've tried to work on it and you're like, it's not a good fit,
Probably move.
move.
That's a
There's
good.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I've referred clients. I've had clients come into me and I'm like, I don't know that we're really connecting. Do
I was
you
going to
feel
ask
that
you if
way?
you've been in that position where you're like, you know what? I don't know if we are a good fit as, like, from client to professional. You know.
And I've initiated that conversation, right? And get, like, me initiating that doesn't mean I'm firing them as a client necessarily, but is there something, where do you feel like it's going? Like, do you feel like it's a good fit? If not, what can we work on? What would help you? What are
Yeah.
you needing? Because I can't read people's minds,
We
right?
could. We'd be millionaires,
Right.
billionaires, trillionaires.
And I tell people that on the intake session every time. Like, if there's ever something that I'm doing that's not helpful, that you're uncomfortable with, whatever, you're not going to hurt my feelings by saying it. I'd
Yeah.
rather you tell me than not. So,
Yeah. No, I think it's almost like dating.
mm-hmm.
Like, it's any relationship's the same way, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Partnerships, uh, romantic relationships, friendships, therapeutic relationships. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that they're not always what you want them to be, and sometimes they're a little one-sided, and sometimes that's you get to make the decision to cut the weight. That's
Mhm.
you get to make that decision,
Mhm.
and that's all right.
Humans are complex beings. Not
Are
every
we?
Yes, not everybody is gonna connect. Like,
That's true.
that's okay.
That's true. Sometimes I feel like we're the most simple damn creatures on the planet. Sometimes, but we are like individually. I think we are
Yes.
massively complex.
Yes. And so, like, I might not connect with a client. It doesn't mean that they're terrible. It doesn't mean that I'm terrible. It just means we might not be the right fit, and that's okay.
That is okay.
Like, no hard feelings, no judgment, right? That's kind of my stance on it.
What's in the future for Ashley? Where's this go?
I don't know.
Come on now.
I mean, we just moved into this new space, so obviously, like, I want to build my practice. I'd love to find more of a niche. Um, right now, like, I take kids, I take adolescents, I take adults, I take a wide range of presenting problems. Um, and I enjoy doing that.
Right.
I also think it would be easier to market myself with more of a niche.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the riches are in the niches. I don't
Hmm.
care what anyone says. That is absolutely accurate. So let me ask you that. Like, I do feel like there's a lot of different styles
Hmm.
and ways that you can utilize therapy.
Hmm.
I mean, we currently, the last 2 years, a lot of psilocybin's been used in Denver to help with PTSD for like war vets.
Hmm.
So like there are so many different niches.
Hmm.
What niche do you want to get into? Where do you see yourself diving into?
I really enjoy working with trauma. I also, and this is surprising to me because I didn't think that I would enjoy this, I really enjoy working with preteens, teenagers, and young adults who are trying to navigate, trying to find their place in the world.
Stuff to do.
That's a hard age. But those are the client, like, out of my caseload right now, those are the clients that I feel like I've really connected to and been able to help them navigate that. So kind of honing in on that even more.
Right.
um, but at the same time, not limiting myself, if that makes sense.
True.
Like, I want to remain open to other things. I don't want to be like, this is my thing and that's all I'm going to do.
Right.
Um, but also having that kind of specialized niche of, this is what I enjoy.
So is there any like specialized training that you need to go through to get into that, or or is it just truly putting in the work to market yourself as that type of therapist?
I mean, I'm required to do continuing education to
Absolutely, you're
maintain my
always
license.
doing,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I'll continue doing that, but really just marketing myself to that population, which marketing, I struggle with marketing myself because I'm human too, and I don't like to put myself out there. So
right.
I mean, that's my weakness. That's my struggle is I don't like to put myself out there. So marketing myself is difficult.
People don't know you exist. They don't know
I,
that you're in business,
that's
though. That's kind of the
Yep.
catch-22 to that.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, just working on that and putting myself out there and honing in on that.
I love that. That is, I mean, it's the continuous improvement,
Mhm.
continuously moving forward, knowing that there
Mhm.
is a goal, there's an objective.
Mhm.
No, it may not be 100% sharp, but it's there
Mhm.
and it's
Yeah.
obtainable, and it's you can still continue to push towards that light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak.
Mhm.
You know, one day you go to leave your home, you open your door,
Mhm.
18-year-old Ashley is standing right on outside,
Oh gosh.
right? Y'all lock eyes, and you have an opportunity to give her wisdom. You don't get
Mhm.
the opportunity to tell her all the answers.
Mhm.
What is that? What are those words of wisdom before she starts her journey?
Don't put so much pressure on yourself.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
Is there any particular reason why?
I mean, I think the way the world is structured and the way I grew up also, like, there's a lot of emphasis on Like, this is what you're supposed to be doing next. This is the next step in life. Like, you're supposed to graduate high school, you're supposed to go to college, you're supposed to get a big girl job, you're supposed to do this, 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 this,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like, that's the society time, or that's the timeline society gives you. Who
Yeah.
says that's right or wrong, right?
And where are them rules written?
Yeah, right? And what my timeline looks like and what yours looks like are different, and that's okay. But I think I put a lot of pressure on myself to follow that timeline and also to obtain achievements, and it wasn't always truly what I wanted. I don't know that I was allowed the space to figure out what I wanted until I was 27 years old. And I'm grateful that I got that opportunity at that point,
Right.
right? But like 18, 19, 20, like, you're a kid at that point. Your brain's not fully developed, right?
Child.
And I think there's a lot of pressure, like, you're 18, figure it
Mm-hmm.
out.
Now, I feel like that's just like an American motto.
Mm-hmm,
You look at other cultures around the world, a lot of, there's not moving out at 18.
mm-hmm,
There's, families live in homes together and
mm-hmm,
grow. I do feel like that is a little bit of American
mm-hmm,
motto.
for sure.
Good, bad, or ugly, or an indifferent, however you agree with it. It does make people one of two things. They either are gonna go out there and try some stuff and figure it out, or
Mm-hmm,
they're gonna just shut down and not do anything. I feel
mm-hmm.
like
Or they're going to try some stuff and figure it out, but it's not going to be truly what they want.
that too.
It's not going to meet their, I mean, they're not going to feel fulfilled. It's not going to be true to them,
Yeah,
right? You can go do all the things and have all the accomplishments and be a miserable human. That doesn't equal happiness all the time.
man, absolutely. It's been a good conversation. Thank you,
Yep.
Ashley. This has been amazing. A lot of food for thought. As we come to close,
Mm-hmm.
what are where what words would you like to leave people with? Just an ability to speak a
Mm-hmm.
message to. Just a
Mm-hmm.
mine is have a good day. I just
You're
want you to
worth it. Invest in yourself.
invest in yourself.
Time, money, love, all the things.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Yep.
for that, Ashley.
No problem.
Awesome. We are wrapping up. This is episode 4 of Networking with Nick. Good Lord, has this been such an amazing conversation. I want to say thank you to my guest, Ashley, and thank you for watching. Till next time.